Greetings and salvations, I'm Neverborn, The-Abyss-That-Slumbers, and I'm going to be doing a video breakdown of the channel Astartes. They have recently released the 4th video in their series. Each one's only, maybe a minute or two long, but my God, it is absolutely amazing what this guy has done. There is more going on in the background of his videos than in most feature-length blockbuster Hollywood movies. Seriously. I have taken the liberty of splicing together all 4 episodes down, removing the credits and whatnot. I'm going to be playing it, but not with the sound. I want you to go to his original channel, and I want you to view it there. He deserves it most certainly. My God, this is beautiful. It is absolutely sublime. I'm going to be going over some of the lore here in reference to what he's doing, as well as a whole bunch of fanboy gushing. So we're going to be taking this basically frame by frame here, and we're going to be doing some fanboying here. So, in the grim darkness of the far future, there is only war. The Argosa uprisings have been checked. Now, this starts in the year, in millennium 39, year 482. I did a lot of look into this, can't find it anywhere. So this is absolutely fan-created uprising, whatever it is. And you're going to be seeing his fan-created Astartes, which are Space Marines, for those of you who aren't familiar with 40K. And I believe everybody's been calling him the Retributor Astartes. Right now, as it reads, the Retributor Astartes now assessed in the hunt for fleeing leaders of the rebellion. So, in my opinion, this is the weakest part of everything he's done. It just looks a little flat. That's it. Of everything, this is as bad as it gets. Other than it just looks a little flat to me here. And moving along here, check out the guy over here. I'm going to be right down here. Look at the details on that face, the uniform. The fact that this spaceship is not brand spanking new. Look at this over here, right there. Look at this. There's wear and tear on the ship, little dings here and there. And then we come to the Astartes themselves. Look at how the red lights from the morning are glaring off these guys. And that helmet design, that extra reinforcement on the top. So, God, if he needs to headbutt something or whatnot. Not sure what these two things here, they don't get used. I'm wondering if they are maybe jetpacks or something. Don't know, but at first I was wondering if these guys were the Grey Knights. Are these Grey Knights? No, they're not. I briefly thought there might be, but they're not Grey Knights at all. Their color scheme is steel. And we'll get into the few iconography that they have on them. But as you can see right on the back of them, they got a faint little impression of the Aquila, which is the symbol of the Imperium. It's hard to see it, but right over here. There's also a symbol on this side, which are 3 chevrons. There's a chevron on the front, and there's this gold skull thing on the side, and then they have the usual chest plate thing. That's about it. Not a lot here, but I like that. The little 6B over here, 5B over here. I mean, there's so many little details. And of course, we've got in the far background up here, watch for it. We've got people running past. There's a guard standing here. He's just standing there, and then there's 2 guys moving by. Oh, look, they move their shoulders to move out of the way. I mean, was this motion capture? What was it? I don't know, but it's just brilliant here. Now we've got 2 Astartes. You might miss this guy over here and this guy over here. They're both sitting here analyzing what the Auspex operator is doing. He's analyzing the situation here, putting it on display. This will be our target. If you're wondering, that ship that we saw at the start, that's that. Okay, it's in an asteroid field. Moving back, you're catching up with these guys. They're moving forward. Now, I want to draw your attention to this guy here. That guy. He is as big as an Astarte, but he is not an Astarte. He's got the flowing robes here. I'm going to bring this up later. But this is important. This is a plot point right here. It initially, I didn't figure it out until they released episode 4. So, moving back along here. Just a beautiful panning shot. I mean, it's in the actual video, it's half a second, not even a full second. It's just this beautiful imagery right here. And then we have the Marine blessing his gun, and the little details here, the little light flashing, the steel. That's what these guys are. They're just steel, gunmetal, and steel is their colors. But he's got his little incense burner here. Now, this does get me a little puzzled here. This eye is the eye of the Inquisition. So are these guys working for the Inquisition? We don't know for certain, but I think this little eye here is the telling point right here. That little eye on his hand. That is important. Okay. And of course, this is a bolter. It's a rocket-propelled grenade launcher as a fully automatic, basically rifle. Well, not rifle, Uzi. But here he is. He's blessing it. Little incense. The smoke dynamics is just beautiful here. And then now these guys are turning in. They're turning into this area. Now look, my God, the details, the little scuff marks on the plating there. And this guy went through the effort to even like detail the bottom of their feet, which you could see more clearly further on here. There's a scene where you can see the bottom of their feet much better, but just beautiful here. Now what are they doing? Well, they are loading up. This is a boarding craft. You're getting the first person perspective here. And they're just moving right up. And I want to back this up a little bit so you can see it. But they're just flowing right into spot. But each one is moving a little bit different to the other. So it's not just copy, paste, copy, paste, copy, paste. Yeah, I mean, the lighting in this is perfect. Then we have a perception shot here where you can see outside as it's opening. This over here is in focus. Everything else is fuzzy. I have blown this up and gone over this inch by inch. There's nothing that helps you to figure anything out. But it's just a beautiful shot there. And then the clamps come down. They don't come down in unison. They come down slightly off, indicating that each one is being, manually activated by the person standing there. And then, zoop. Now this part here, I spliced in to just give it a little bit more context there. That's not in episode 1, but I needed something to help with the transition, so that's added. But this is from the commercial for it, the trailer, and it needed to go in somewhere. Just look at that blade. That is just, it's a sword, and the lighting, everything. They got the guy getting ready in the background. He's got his gun there. I mean, I cannot fanboy enough about this. But we do get a really good shot, which is why I've included, of the front plate here. Now, you can't see it. It's a skull with wings and the hand coming forth, crushing it. Little lightning bolts coming off. Now, that leads me to wonder. Like, at first I'm going, this is the Inquisition. But maybe these guys don't handle chaos as much. I'm wondering if these guys are indeed, they take care of rebels. These guys, they crush rebels. Judging from the way that there's these fingers just crushing that skull on their chest plate. Although the little lightning bolts underneath give me the impression that maybe they crush psychers too, which is truly an important note because that will be coming up later. And look at this. Look at these rocks. Much better than that opening scene where you see the drifting ship. Now, I believe that is a lightning craft. I forget what kind of fighter that is. But, it's a fighter. It's going off to one side to flank the enemy ship. If you look at these rocks, they are not just flat little circles. The guy rendered everything. So as you're coming up here, by the way, look at these little rocks flying past. You've got the two little robots here off to the side. They're clearly there to take care of anti-missile stuff, which will be pointed out later. But the sound effects, the little rocks bouncing off the boarding craft is amazing. There you go. He's moving forward here, and these little balls are easily moving out of place. But as you can see over here on this side of the screen here, it rotates into view. See, more detail, not much because we have a very narrow field of view, so we can't see off to the side much, but details rotate into motion. This part right here. So he didn't just take a bunch of rock pictures and slap it up there on various layers. Each one of these are lovingly detailed. The man who did this is absolutely insane. He is a madman. He's a madman. Nobody puts forth this much effort. Now we want to back up here and do this one part here. Look at that little sphere. It's flying out there. It's detecting the incoming rockets. It flies up into the rockets and boom, baby, boom. And it takes out most of them, but some of the rockets get through. So what happens? Oop, we're going to get a little side shot here from the boarding craft main weapons. Boom. And then we get another shot. Boom. Okay, so we took care of those missiles. Now look at this as you're going past there. The smoke, the little contrails. Oh, it lingers. It lingers as we move forward. You know, it's not like, oh, the missile's there and then it's done. And here we come from that attack craft. We don't see the attack craft. And that's the part that I love about this, is that he doesn't feel the need to show us everything. He shows us just enough that you can put the story together. But after that, you know what? I mean, if a normal director be like, oh, we've got to do some establishing shots of this, attack fighter over here. No, he doesn't. And that's what I love about this, is he doesn't treat the audience like they're idiots. You know, you tell the audience 2 + 2. You don't need to tell them 4. Okay. Most directors these days feel the need to tell 4. He does not. And look right here. Oh, the spiral on the side. The spiral is amazing. Moving on. Fanboying way too much here. That little other sort of sphere moving off. That one takes care of the majority of the rockets, but too close. It knocks them off course. And so the attack craft gets to go through. It's coming through. And it does get hit a little bit. You know, but this is a tough little booger. And right at this point, the boarding craft starts firing its rockets, slowing it down, coming in, and then here we go. Main lasers turn on, burrowing a hole. Now I want to just back up a little bit here. Look at the details. Look at the shading. Look at the shadowing. Now I do want to back up a little bit here so that we can get a better look at the planet here. I love right along here the lighting, the blue from the atmosphere, because that is exactly how it would happen. If you were looking straight at the planet, you wouldn't see it, but when you have it's a thin atmosphere, so in the distance, it gives it a bluish tinge. That is just such a wonderful detail. Could have skipped over this, could have made it a vacuum, could have just made it a normal little haze, but no, he gave it that brilliant blueness to it that would be visible when you're looking at things from the edge there. Just phenomenal level of detail. And little red flashing lights on top. You miss nothing. And right here, AMB-089. See right up here? Like, it's even got the call sign of the craft as you're coming in. And of course we have the little Gothic, looking, what do you call it? Church, sort of theme to the ship, which is common for Warhammer 40K. And then boom, we're through the hull. And he isn't just like throwing crap up and making a lot of light. He's giving you some details, like here, for like all of one frame, you are inside an open space in the ship. You can see a walkway over here. But our boarding craft continues to burrow through. And it goes under that walkway, gets down in here. I was hoping that there'd be like a surprise looking person somewhere along the lines. Now, I want to point this out over here. Do you see the big brown thing on the side here? It looks similar to something that we're going to see later, but I don't think the two are related. Somebody pointed this out to me and said, oh, they were passing by this vault. And I don't think that's a vault. It doesn't have the same characteristics as the vault we're going to see later. But I wanted to point it out from what my friend brought up here. Otherwise, the lasers continue to burn. He continues to go through. You see some hanging wires here. And you get the impression that the creator of this actually took the time to figure out what those goddamn wires do and then put them in there. Also, you can have one frame of them being 3 frames of shooting past them. And we get deeper into the ship. You can see some of the structural supports over here. We're obviously going through some sort of like maintenance area. We continue to cut through. And then up, up. We're doing the fade out. Boom. Okay. So we have come to a stop. And we're only up to 1 minute, 17 seconds. Now we get to the interior of the ship where the fun really gets going here. Now, over here on the side, we got some hanging wires, blah, blah, blah. This ship is old. This ship has been used. I'm not sure what these chains are for, but they're there for a reason. You know, I don't think he just gave us hanging chains for no reason at all. But they're there. We get to see this lone guard here. Oh, I better get this out of the way. Now, you can see his shoulder. Unfortunately, I'm going to cover it up there. But if you see his shoulder, there's that symbol. I think that's a government symbol. Somebody said, oh, wow, that's like a pared down symbol of chaos. No, there'd be more arrows. There's only 4 points on that. So I think this is a rebellion. This is a uprising from humans, but not motivated by chaos or Xenos or anything else. These are just a bunch of people who said, you know what? Empire's a bunch of assholes. Now we got a little guy down here at the bottom, down there. I mean, the level of details. And unlike a lot of directors these days who don't pay attention to where, I don't know, everybody is, he keeps track. Now we got this guy running past. Another guy running past. And again, with the Gothic sort of church-like railing here. That's such a wonderful touch. Could have just made a straight railing there. Nope. Now here we got some guys coming forward and much better view of this guy here. Side of his head, side of his shoulder arm there. He's got multiple symbols. This is Mr. 302 wearing a gas mask. Gives me flashbacks to the Men of Krieg, but Men of Krieg wouldn't be this lame. No, but you can see that there. Mr. 302, your life is about to come to an end. But he's there. He's ready. He's ready to get his war on. And then we have the fog of war. There we go. Establishing shot. And then, suddenly, here it comes. Wait for it. Boom. This is the point of view of the Astartes with their enhanced vision. Look at these heat outlines. The Astartes know where these guys are. Right down the... And we even got like two guys running. One guy popping up. God. This is computer generated violence porn for me. And then time to fuck shit up. Boom! First shot right there. And these guys are just walking out here. Now, somebody said they figured out that there were 8 total of these guys. There was only 4 on that initial shot there. I'm couldn't quite confirm that there's 8. See, we only see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 in this shot. So somebody said there were 8. I'm not sure about that, because if there's only 5, then that's important, which I'll point out later. I don't want to spoil everything just yet here. So, but we have 5 in this shot. Somebody says he thought there were 8 that he saw sucking around. But let's go with no. Sorry, guys. We're going to go back to 135. Here we go. Back to the walking forward. And they just... I want to take a little time here. These guys... they're shooting lights. The bad guys, the soldiers, are shooting at the Space Marines, and the Space Marines are shooting back at where the little lights started, and it's so perfectly paired up. And I did take the time to compare it to the heat vision frame that we got back here. This shot, I compared it. I am a little puzzled at the guys that they're shooting. Yeah, these guys here. I'm not sure if those were the 4 on top of that heat signature or if they were the guys who were coming around from the side. I'm splitting hairs here over like easily. There was a couple of seconds where the guards could have moved around to line themselves up here. But now we have our first close up of the guards. One guy was hiding. He's hiding back here saying, I'm going to use cover. And, okay, it's time for me to shoot. And, this one guy in front of us gets clipped in the shoulder. We don't see much other than a spray of blood. But this guy, look at that. Look at that. He is cut in half. That is what a bolter round does to you. It explodes inside you and turns you into pieces, and then bloom, 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 bloom. And then, oh, beautiful shot here. Beautiful shot. He's doing his duty, and then boom, bolter round hits. Boom. There's nothing left. Oh, we got a guy backing up as he shoots. You know, you can see the flare of him firing his gun. And boom, something happens to him. And then that guy in the back, oh, straight head to the torso. He becomes chunks of falling meat. Now, I don't think these are the standard ship guards. That doesn't make sense to me. Standard ship guards would be using flechette rounds. They'd be using shotguns. They wouldn't be using anything that could punch a hole in the hull of the ship. These guys have broken out the heavy lifting weapons because these are fucking Astartes. Okay. These guys are death incarnate coming to murder them all. So yeah, I would use whatever I had that causes the biggest boom, but still. So these are not your shipborne guys. These are extra guards that were put on the ship in order to keep track of things, I guess. But, oh, he drops the gun. It's bounding. Home forward. Oh, bounce, bounce, bounce. And at first I thought, oh, this is the guy's leg coming up. Nope. That is just the Astartes walking past. Casually strolling forward. Again, I think there's only 5 of these guys. Okay, because we've got 5 in this establishing shot. Moving on. We get to meet the boss encounter here. Now, it's hard to tell in these shots. We're going to get better views of these guys later. I'm not going to go into too much detail. These guys are psychers. What I want to back up and point at too is here, as you can see over here, this guy's got green eyes. Not all of them have green eyes. I counted 5 guys with green eyes total. Okay, including one guy back here. And that run past. Here's another guy with green eyes going. We'll get a better view of those green eyes later. I think they're enhanced aspects for the eyes that let them see better. Probably cybernetic replacement. And, just back up here. To show you these are not the good guys. This guy in the back's got a little power weapon here, and he's just randomly beating some guy. Just saying, hey, I'm just going to beat you in the head. Get going out there. Yeah, mule. Yeah. Getting those guys out there. It's more important to be afraid of us than it is of the Astartes. Now, this mask here, which you get a really good view of right here. And we get another view of it too. I forget what the term is, but the psychers will wear these masks as a focusing thing. Now, at first I thought, oh wow, that's a lot of chaos iconography, but it's not. It's more akin to a circuit board, in my opinion. So what their mask is for focusing their psychic power. Does a real good, which I believe that these guys are probably lower level, probably, I want to say Delta level psychers. But I think the cybernetics they have attached to them are a vast improvement. And then here we come to the objective, the big MacGuffin. It's spherical. It's got a big door. What is it? We don't know. All we know is it's number 2. And it's got, at first I thought here on the side that this part and this part were locks, but I don't think those are locks. I think those are shock absorbers. I think this thing is basically in the heart of the ship. And if I'm correct, these 4 things here are psychic dampeners. So if I were to take a guess, we are looking at the central sphere sanctum of the navigators. And in 40K, just to remind people, going into the warp is bad. It's full of chaos and evil and demons and shit. And so you need to sneak your way in, and you need a psyker who can see his way around so you can get through all the demons and crap and escape the warp. It's the fastest way to get around the galaxy, but you need navigators to do it. So I think that this is the navigator's sanctum. It could be a MacGuffin, a big radioactive glowing doodad thingy, but I'm going with psyker. But who knows? Who knows? Because they're going after the leadership, but maybe this is the objective to, because if you kill the navigator, going into the warp is suicide. Here we get a really great shot of the shoulder with the 3 chevrons. Beautiful. These guys are just running along. The detail right here you can see it better in other shots, but they've got the readout on their guns of how many bullets are left. And this guy just pauses. Oh, look, here's a room. Oh, here's some people in here. I'm going to just fuck them up. Now, obviously, whoever's in there gets off. What was it? She's shooting there. That little flare there, that seems to me to be somebody gets off one shot, but it doesn't get anywhere near where it needs to go. And, and he's done. 2 seconds here. But you might miss it if you're looking at the video. But here, his hand goes out and he throws something in there. What does he throw in there? Boom! It's a grenade. And then he catches up with his friend here, and his friend is like, oh, look at this right here. The red glare from the light from his gun. The iconography right here. Oh, this is pure porn as far as I'm concerned. And then every time it lights up, everything goes down. And this is when you can see the skull being grabbed by a hand better. I'm not quite sure what it means. We're going to find out more details probably in future episodes, but I'm thinking either they crush rebellions or they crush psychers. Maybe both. Maybe we crush rebellions sponsored by spikers. Who knows? Now, this is beautiful. This is beautiful here. Now, over here, the guy with a little green face, he's getting his weapon ready, and his head is down. So the Astartes cannot see them, so he isn't immediately targeted. And then these other guys, they're shooting off they've got some las guns. And they've got some armor-piercing weapons. This guy, they're shooting over there. They got some good weapons. They're boom, 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 boom. And then the Astartes goes, I finally got a beat on these guys. Boom! One guy goes down. Spray of gore. Boom! Another guy goes down. Spray of gore. Boom! Another guy goes down. Spray of gore. And then the fourth guy goes down. But why didn't they get, as we can go over here, focus over on this guy. What is going on? He is popping up, and he's got his missile launcher, and he gets off a shot. But they said, oh, wait, we missed one. He gets off his shot, and then 2 seconds later, he's like looking, I'm gonna lie back down now. Getting some cover would be a good idea. And up too late. Boom. Little bits and pieces of you everywhere. And the missile goes shooting down. What do the Astartes do? They go, missile. Oh, well, must be Tuesday. They don't even look at where it goes. They just step out of the way. And what happens further down? The missile blows up behind them, giving that famous, we're walking away from an explosion and not even looking at it movie feel. Now we come to the guys with the green eyes. Love this gun. Love this gun. It's obviously overdone. This is cartoonish to a degree. There's no gun in reality which would be meaning this, but this is Warhammer 40K. Okay, and here's this guy. Look at him. He's got his crosshair eyes here. He's got a little hood over him. This is clearly one of the elite dudes. But look at the details on that hand. Oh, God, it's beautiful. Look at this monster of a weapon. And when he gets it ready, he's like, it recoils. The whole thing shakes. And he knows it's going to hurt like hell when he fires it. So what is he doing with his hand? He pulls back and his hand goes to his shoulder so that he can hold his arm in place, because this thing is going to kick like 20-year-old scotch. Here the Astartes come running across the field of battle. Here we have an establishing shot of the Astartes. They're moving, and they get into view. Boom, baby, shakes the hood, whole thing. And then he's got his little apprentice in here in the background. He's the backup. In case something bad happens, he can take over this gun and start shooting too. Why they didn't send two guns, don't know, but whatever's going on. And then here's the little shell. You can't see it behind that, but here's the shell coming in, bouncing, shell, bouncing, piling off to the side. Two Astartes, they get winged. They just get, it just shatters. It causes a little bit of a smear. But one guy holds back and goes, what's going on? Oh, somebody's shooting through the wall. I remember something a little further back. So here's the guy. He's still shooting. Do. He's shooting. Oh, what's that? What's that in the background? What is that? It's only there for a frame. Oh, I'm sorry, for like 3 frames? Long enough for the flare of the muzzle. And when you're seeing this, you don't even know what happened. But when you slow it down, up. Now he's leveling his gun. Like, First he showed up, then he's lifting his gun. But this detail of him holding his arm in place because he knows this thing is going to hurt. Every time it hits, it causes his head to move, his robes, everything, the fluid dynamics. But meanwhile, Mr. Astartes back here, he's like going, okay, by the way, I don't know if you guys noticed. Boom! 1 shot. And boom! 2 shots. And they're dead. By the way, this blood was already on him before he shot. And there's no real addition. However, there is some blood added. See, there's no blood up here. No blood up here on his brow. He shoots the first guy. And there's more blood up there. Now, there was spray when he blew this guy up. He got some gore on him. That detail, oh my God, that is a level of detail that is maddening. The guy who did this is insane. But 2 shots, two guys were there, 2 shots, that's all you need. Now we bring in a multi-laser Gatling gun. Oh, this guy's just going, bah, 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 bah. I'm just shooting people. Oh, the music, by the way, this section, amazing, amazing. They're coming in. They're bringing in the big weapon. Yeah, a couple more guys there standing. Hey, look. Now, they're all back to back. Okay. Where are these 3? Where are they? What are they doing? Because this guy, they're back to back. They think, where's the enemy coming from? Coming from all sides. Okay. This guy doesn't have a standard helmet. Okay. This is one of the eye guys. I'm pretty sure of it. Okay. But so... And it's like, oh, I'm supposed to be a sniper. I'm not supposed to be out here. There's 2 normal guards. There's a sniper guy. And then, boop, boop, oh, guy blows up, and guy blows up. Boom, they didn't stand a goddamn chance. Here we have the Astartes shooting from overhead. Down on something. I suspect that's where they got the 3 guys. But here, you see it only for a flare. Oh, there's something going on over here. And this guy, I don't know what he's got, but whatever weapon he's using right now, he needs both hands to hold it. So I'm wondering if he picked up one of the enemy weapons just because he wanted to save on ammo and is using it right now. Not sure. But we only see a couple of shots and you've seen the shells. Okay, now here comes the big cannon coming back. Oh, okay, there's a second where it tilts up because they need to set it. Okay, gets into place and then it rocks back as they set it down. Up and here's... Now, he sees one guy way down there and he takes a shot. Boom. But we don't see the guy blowing up. So the Astartes may have actually missed that guy. Now, over here, they're setting up the multi-laser cannon thingy. He's here. He's shooting. And despite all the noise, all the gunfire, all the clanking, everything that's going on, what happens? Oh, he hears something. And somebody... What's this guy over here? What's this guy think he's doing? Well, I got a funny thing. What does the Astartes do? He just reaches down, grabs his weapon, pulls it up, doesn't even look, doesn't even stop shooting, just stabs this guy right through the heart. And what was this guy coming at him with? I think that's like a wok. You know, he's just got a pan. He came to murder this guy with a freaking pan. I don't think he was canned. I think this is just a cook. And he was just running to escape or something. And, because at first I was like, is that a bomb? What is that? No, that's just for cooking food. The Astartes just killed the cook. But the whole time, look at this in the background. He doesn't, I got my knife through this guy's chest here, but I'm just going to keep shooting over here because it's important. And then these guys keep setting up here. Oh, look at the details. This guy's visor over here. That's important later. Now, what did these guys do? Oh, half a torso. He's, so the Astartes is following these guys. He's following along and saying, oh, but these guys have obviously been ordered to herd this guy into a trap. So what are they doing? Okay, running down this tunnel. Oh, he's seeing him. Here comes the Astartes. And now I'm going to point at something out here. First of all, he sees the Astartes. Should have waited a few more seconds because he should have waited for the Astartes to come further down the corridor. Would have had a better chance of killing him if he had. But obviously, this operator panics, as you can see by him squeezing there. Look at the details on the back of that hand. I mean, I look at that and I go, my God, that looks like the back of my hand with little veins sticking out. Then what happens? Oh, bad guy's shooting. Now, somebody else might panic when getting hit, but what does the Astartes do? Look at this. He turns sideways. He gives the enemy a profile shot because that minimizes your profile. You get shot less if you turn sideways. But he doesn't turn completely sideways because he needs to protect his power pack. So he turns just enough to protect the arm that isn't armed and keeps that behind him. But he doesn't want to expose his backpack too much. So he's just turning sideways a little bit here. Here's this thing is just going do, 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 do. And it just myrtleizes his own men because he doesn't care. And at this point, honestly, I don't blame the guy, but you should have waited a few more seconds. Astartes getting hit. Now, this is important because this is the level of detail that's maddening on this guy. You're going to see this guy later, and he's still going to have those same holes. These holes on his legs, the holes will have stopped glowing. And given that this is a multi-glazer, so I think he may have gotten wounded by that, but it would have been burns, and he's an Astartes. He just wouldn't freaking care. Now, he gets off a couple of shots. All that does is make the guards behind this thing duck. And that's when he goes, oh, well, shooting him with my bolter isn't going to do any good. And he gets whacked one more time in the arm, pulls behind. What does he do? And you saw this before. He doesn't even think about it. He tosses a flashbang. Look at that. Look at that. Look at that arc. Look at that arc. He doesn't even think about it. It's a combat reflex. And it goes out there and gets about halfway through. Boom! Big flash of light. Whoosh. Starts to fill up with smoke. And the guy stops shooting. Why? Because he got stunned for a second. Here we cut to him. And he's like, what the hell happened? I'm blind. I'll only be blind for a millisecond. Oh, then here comes out this puppy. This plasma pistol. Oh, look at that. That thing is beautiful. Look at this. Oh, and he aims because he knows where he is. He knows exactly where he is. He saw him. He already took some shots. He knows where to shoot. And he goes, boom! Look at the smoke. Look at the exhaust from the plasma shot coming out the sides. And it doesn't just come out once. It comes out ripples. It ripples. It starts in the back and goes forward. Look at that. The smoke. It doesn't just like all at once. It's a ripple. Oh, and the shot goes, oh, look at that hole in the smoke. The plasma just destroys everything in its path. The hole starts to cover up. And boom! Shakalaka! And up. That'd be the end of episode 3, by the way. Moving on. I spliced this together. Now we are on the latest episode 4. I'm a little confused on this one. I'm still thinking there's 5 Astartes, but it looks like 3 guys got killed. And what's coming up. So if 3 guys did get killed, then that would be 8. Maybe there was more than one shot, but who knows? I think there's only 5 guys, but could be wrong, could be 8. I think we're at 5, but here we're moving on. And here we have our 2 bad guys. I want to just establishing shot. Okay, this is, again, we're back to number 02. Look at that robe. Look at the robe. Oh, God, it's swaying there. Now, we get a catch up on these guys. They both have both mats. And then we get a cut at their, you can't see psychic energy, but obviously for dramatic purposes, we can see little bolts of energy crackling along it. What I do especially like is that these units, the cybernetic enhancements, they don't perfectly line up. There's a slight twist to them. They look like extensions of their spine. And I think they are. Now, I'm going with these guys are lower level psychers. These things are enhancement units, and they don't plug right into the body. The little wire extenders go into the mask. So this is probably a control unit, which keeps the psyker from going crazy and demons possessing him and turning him into an open doorway. So 1,000, corn worshippers can pour out of his corpse and destroy the world. That's important to worry about that. I'm not sure if this is meant to be detached and it's just something worn during combat or if it's on permanently. Either way, there's a strong indication to me that these 2 guys are bonded, linked somehow. You'll see it later, but they are apparently missing limbs. One guy's missing his left arm. One guy's missing his right arm. So I think also these units, but between whatever is required that costs them opposing arms, that this connects them psychically as well. So probably enhances them, probably helps them work together. But I don't think these guys are the boss guys. I don't think these are the guys in charge. No, I don't. I think these are, the boss fight, but they're not the boss. Somebody rules over these guys, and he's got his energy baton there for kicking ass right down here, which I can't show. But you can see this guy over here, no arm. He's missing an arm. And the other guy's missing the other side. So there, you can't hear it, but the Astartes, you can hear their footsteps everywhere. And then they lock up and they're reloading, maxing out their weapon. How much arm they got. They're in there. This guy is the guy in charge. He's the guy with the plasma pistol. But what does he do? What does he do? He just nods. Just let me do that. Nod. That's all he has to do. Then everybody moves. Everybody runs out. These two guys up here, they get into place. They pull the trigger. Look at the bullets flying out and the recoil. Even though he has it originally up against the railing, it doesn't matter. Even for this big guy, there's recoil. If a normal human being were to shoot this gun, it would just take your arm off. Literally, the gun would go backwards and leave your arm somewhere behind you. Be like, what the hell happened to my arm? And judging by, I can't see it all. I think this is the guy who killed the two snipers. Down here. Oh, look at those bolt rounds. Oh, and he's got, now I'm not sure if this is a psychic shield or a personal void shield. It's hard to tell. But I would lean towards a psychic shield personally, but it's possible that these are mechanically enhanced personal void shields. And the reason why I'm bringing that up is they aren't perfectly centered on these two guys. But, look at those bolt rounds. They're still firing. They're rocket-propelled grenades. So the little rockets on them would keep firing until, boom, explode, 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 explode. And again, he seems to be missing a limb. And he's got his back turned to something. What is it? Well, we're about to find out. Now this is the weird. See how close he is to those bolt rounds? Like he is right up against his own shield. Or it might just be perspective. But it looks like this almost got him if it was just backed up a few feet. But maybe it's just the way it looks from this angle. And also, I'm not quite sure what this is. Is this his normal skin? The back of this guy's head? Or is he wearing a cloth underneath his psychic hood? Not sure. But something we're going to point out later is these guys are as big as Astartes, which makes me wonder, being a psychic doesn't make you bigger. So, what does that tell us? These guys are probably genetically engineered. And we come back to where I told you way at the beginning, you got to pay attention to the silhouette in the beginning. That silhouette looks like these two guys. So these two guys are obviously from some sort of psychic order, some order that pumps out these types of psychics. And these are renegade psychics. Not every psychic like this is bad, obviously, because they've got one on the Astartes ship. So are these Inquisition? I don't see any Inquisition iconography. Not sure what's going on. But, I think we'll probably learn more in the next episodes, but I wanted to point this part out. These guys are rebels. And there's normal versions of these psychers available to the Imperium. So, moving on. And now this guy, I think this is Plasma Gun guy. I think. I'm not sure. He's moving off. Then he's creating covering fire. And we just went through an entire clip. He's going to have to reload. But here's Plasma Guy. Now, this is the only slip up. Okay, because there was nothing on those legs. And I think this is the same guy as the guy who got hit with the multi-laser. I'm not sure. So if I were to say that there was a slip up here, this could be somebody else running. Because there is a second armored Astartes who's running. So this could be the other guy moving into position. And then this guy's moving. So to show that there are two. But the illusion is that this guy's the same now. Astartes don't run like this. They're so strong they more do the Hulk thing where they jump. when they're moving in a full sprint, so they don't need to do the arms pumping thing like a normal human. But, minor details. Minor details. Okay. Not something you would notice when it was going off. But since I'm doing this, I'm going to pick apart everything that's wrong with it that I can even vaguely point at and say, it's kind of off a little. But here he is. He's pumping. The legs are moving. He is running. And here's this guy. Now, this is weird. We get the best shot here. And I have compared the two. This is identical to the other mask. Okay. The guy kept you didn't we'll just add a whole new bunch of squiggles. It's the exact same set of squiggles. And I love this perspective shot. But you could look at that little line moving over. Obviously, this is a control mask. It's using for focusing his powers. It's focusing. It comes down to there. And then, boom. He blasts psychic energy up at these two guys on the railing. And they don't shoot anymore after that. Now, it's not clear. I'm not sure exactly what happens here. Do they just get knocked back? I think they do get disintegrated. I think these two get vaporized. It is entirely possible that they are vaporized. This dust is what's left of them. That's a possibility. We're not certain, other than trying to keep track of the body count by how many got on the ship and how many afterwards. And I'm a little weirded out by this lighting in the background. Is there somebody else running along with him? But there's not. I thought that originally, but it's not. Again, we have plasma pistol guy. Okay. And boom. Okay, we're going to take some covering fire. Hey, did I distract you? Yeah. Well, I hope you don't see what the fuck's coming at you. Meanwhile, this guy, look at the lightning on the back of his neck. He is charging up his psychic powers. He's getting ready to do something. Up his psychic shield isn't bulking, but the guy knows at this point, the plasma gun did its job. It wasn't to try to kill him. It was just to create a smoke screen. I'm going to take out my combat knife. I'm going to leap through the air because I don't think I can get through his shield. And if you look at the patterns of these shots, this is the same guy who got shot by the multi-laser. It is. But, again, we saw the legs before and there weren't the holes on it. Wondering about that. But, and then if you watch it through, and boing! No, you don't. Oh, no, you don't. Oh. Now, of course, this raises the question here. If he can do this, why doesn't he disintegrate the Astartes? Because it looked like he disintegrated the other two. I'm thinking that, one, you can't do both at the same time. Like, he can't hold somebody in place and charge up I'm going to turn you into dust. So, right now, he's holding the Astartes in place, and it's a struggle. It is a struggle. Okay, he's got the Astartes off the ground. He doesn't have them dead bang. They're struggling right now. Oh, is the eyes. I'm focusing everything on this guy. So I think that if he were to pause long enough to try and disintegrate him, the Astartes would murder him. So he is stuck. As long as he's got this Astartes frozen, he can't do anything else. He can maintain his shield, which is why I'm wondering if the shield is based on technology and not on psychic power. Because if he's so distracted holding this guy in place, how does he keep his shield up? Because he does. We see that later. Now we get some blurring here. And we come out. We do a nice fade shot to this guy. The other guy has only one eye. Why? Don't know. He's only got one eye. But the guy with the baton has only one eye. And you see him do the focus thing. And then boom. And this guy, he's still shooting. Choo, 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 choo. He just reloaded. And here comes the blast wave of his psychic power, and it hits him. And did he just get disintegrated? It's hard to tell. Something happened. But while he is keeping this Astarte in check, the other guy is disintegrating Astartes. And I'm sorry, this guy managed to get his bolter just through the wall. And it takes a monumental force of will to fire. Boom, boom. And he's clearly so weakened by being held by psychic powers, he really can't control the gun. And it goes right out of his own hand as he shoots it. But the bullets get through the wield. But here's the thing. If this was actually a bolter, shouldn't it freaking kill him? It gets him square in the shoulder there. But it doesn't kill him. And I don't think his armor's that good. we see a little flare of blue there. And I don't think he defended himself. I think his brother caught it. And that's why I think the two are psychically linked, because the two are clearly able to work with such precision that the millisecond that he detects that his brother is in trouble, he can do something to block the shot. But it doesn't matter. The guy's control on the Astartes weakens for a second. All the Astartes needs is a second here. The dagger comes down and boom! Oh! Let's back that up and look at here. I'm going to kill you! No, you don't. No, you don't. In comes the brother with the one eye going, haha, you are not, that's not happening today. And clearly the other brother is, he just reopened his eyes, so he's recovering from getting shot. And the two of them together are now working on this guy, trying to crush him. All right. Now people say, oh, all they did was break his lens, which we'll see in a bit. We are lining up. Oh, here's the other guy. See, this is why I was wondering if those two shots were two different guys, because this guy's running as well. So we have another Astartes. But by math, we have 3 down, this guy hovering, and then this Astartes running up. What happens here? People say, oh, they just broke the lens. No, I think what happens is, because you can see the little scanner surface, I think his eye exploded. And remember, Astartes' eyes are cybernetic partially. I forget exactly. It's part of the gene seed. They grow them partially organic, partially mechanical eyes. So I think the eye itself exploded. And so now we can see the little electronic thing left inside. All the organic part blew up. But here's this guy. He is a freight train. Oh, and this is that beautiful shot where you get to see the bottom of the shoes. Such great detail. He and his brother are both tag teaming this one Astartes to crush him via psychic powers because, well, it's probably too close for blasting, especially with his brother right in front of him. But then he stops and goes, hey, wait a minute. Did we miss something? I think I missed something. Now, this guy is well trained because he doesn't even think. He just texts something to move. He moves his arm, and his reflex is to take his power baton and blow the weapon out of the Astartes' hands. Boom, that's only happening with a power weapon. Or if you're really, really strong. And I think these guys are genetically enhanced. But the thing is, he might be good, but in this case, doing that was the wrong thing to do. He should have gone psychic and caught the Astartes. Instead, his reflex to knock the weapon out of the Astartes' hands, thinking that, oh no, the bolter's the most dangerous thing. You are wrong. The most dangerous thing is this knife and the metric ton of badassery, which just blew through your shield right there. And I'm sorry, it's too late. Even if you tried to psychically catch him at this point, you needed to catch him when you were knocking the gun out of his hands. This is too late. And then boom, right through your face, right through your brain, right through your skull. Right out the back. Now notice that when he initially kills him, nothing happens. But as this connection is finally broken, what happens then? Backlash. Look at that. That's a little flash of backlash. And then it comes along. There's the crackling energy on the back of his neck, right up here. And then, yeah. What happens? The backlash comes through. You see it blow out, and then dead. No power. No power. No power. No power. No power. And this guy with his eye exploded inside his helm goes, oh, that's all I need. And then there's no hesitation. Just through his neck right there. And that eye glowing from the splattered blood inside. He is the definition of pissed. And he's like, you know that little psychic thing you got in the back of your head that helps you out? We are taking that away. Now, no blood came away when he ripped that out. So I think whatever was going on, he might have been jacked into his spine, but I think it clearly was plugged in. So I think it's probably something that could have been removed. It's only something you wear for special occasions, weddings, parties, bar mitzvahs, and when the Astartes come to beat you like a baby seal. And the bodies drop. They don't just drop, they bounce. Oh, there's that little bounce there because he's a bag of jello. And the Astartes steps over him casually, not giving a fuck. Yep, you blew up my eye, but I don't care. And then the other guard who killed him gets up, and they both take their swords and put them away. And I would just like to point out that the left-handed Astartes killed the left-handed Psyker, and the right-handed Astartes killed the right-handed Psyker. So nice symmetry there. Love little details like that. Now, this is a point where we can get a pretty good view of the side icon. It's just a skull. It's golden. It looks nice. I'm not sure what it's for, but that's obviously their chapter symbol. But the chevrons, I think the chevron should just be the chapter symbol because it's just plain. These guys are no nonsense. There is nothing to these guys. These guys are murdering machines, and that's it. They know their job. Their job is to kill. They're here to kill. That's what they do. And they do it well. And then we got to these two walking towards the vault because obviously the job's not done. Now here's where it looks weird. Okay, look, there's a third guy and there's the fifth one over here. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 Astartes survive. It looked like two of them like blew up, but obviously whatever happened just kind of, knocked them out for the count. Or the guy who I was talking to was right. There are 8 Astartes and 3 die. I'm not sure which, but given that it looked like there were 5 in the initial boarding pod, if there was another boarding pod like there were 2, no indication that happened, then wouldn't there be 10 Astartes? So we're missing 2. Shouldn't it be 5 and 5, not 5 and 3? So I'm not sure. But I'm going with no Astartes dead. It looked like they disintegrated, but I got to go with not. And again, here's the guy with the weapon that is so big that it looks like it needs 2 hands to wield it, but we did not see him shooting at these guys. And that was what my friend was talking about when he said, this guy's using a 2-handed weapon. Look at that. I mean, that is a 2-hander. He's holding it with 2 hands. Yeah, and he's coming in with that giant, phallic-shaped object, which is just like, I'm here to bone you. That is a 2-handed gun, whatever it is, 2-handed for an Astartes. And we did not see him shooting at anybody. So this could be that he's, that there was a second pod. Or maybe there were more Astartes on that ship than we knew. It's hard to tell. This continuity problem is the only issue I really have. And then after that, we get up here. Oh, what a closing shot. Love it, love it, love it. And this part I added in. Boom, 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 boom. Ah. And Astartes is a fan art project. Okay. At any rate, other than that, I cannot praise this enough. Whoever is out there who has a game franchise, find this guy, hire him, chain him to a computer, fake his death so people think he's dead, and then make him make more content nonstop until he dies. And then when he dies, I expect you to use dark magics to bring him back, reanimate his corpse, and continue to enslave him to make us more content. Because, oh well, it's been real and it's been fun, and I think this has been real fun. Thank you for your time, and I hope you all have a pleasant day.